Coming up on OU Nightly, more rain moves into central Oklahoma. We'll time it out.
Plus, card skimmers found at local grocery stores, what police want shoppers to know. And Oklahoma, along with several other states, are suing President Biden. We'll tell you why. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Stone Weber.
And I'm Noah Mack. We begin tonight with some wet weather that might be coming our way very soon.
The largest team of collegiate meteorologists has you covered with what you need to know. And OU Nightly meteorologist Coy Taylor joins us now. Coy, what can you tell us?
Yes, Stone, we are tracking another disturbance set to move our way. We saw a little rain earlier this afternoon and some clearing. The sun started to peek out the clouds, moving back in as this disturbance ramps up in North Texas and the Texas Panhandle. It's going to move into central Oklahoma up the I-40 corridor as we go here over the next couple of hours. But outside, live on our weather center camera, you can see a few clouds out there. It's starting to green up as we're here approaching the middle of April now. So we are tracking, again, rounds of rain headed for your Wednesday and overnight. We start to dry out as we head into Thursday, and then we warm up after we dry out with plenty of sunshine as we head into this weekend.
Oklahoma Attorney General Gettner Drummond joins Missouri's Attorney General in a press release that Missouri and 6 other states, including Oklahoma, are suing President Joe Biden and the United States Department of Education. The lawsuit argues that Biden's student loan plan, Saving on a Valuable Education, or SAVE, is unconstitutional and will cost taxpayers up to $475 billion. The states also argue that the SAVE plan is equal to the student debt relief plan that was struck down last summer by the Supreme Court. The other states on the lawsuit are Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, North Dakota, and Ohio. OU Nightly reached out to Attorney General Gettner Drummond's office, and a spokesperson said that no further comment will be made at this time.
And the search continues tonight for 2 women who disappeared in a remote part of Oklahoma. OU Nightly's Kaylee Fan just talked with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation and joins us live from the newsroom. Kaylee?
Noah, investigators say these women disappeared over Easter weekend, and evidence suggests something serious had happened to them. Here's what we know right now. OSBI says 27-year-old Veronica Butler and 39-year-old Jillian Kelly were driving from Kansas to Texas County in Oklahoma, where they disappeared. Their vehicle was found abandoned just south of Elkhart, Kansas, on the state line. Detectives say they initially treated the disappearance as suspicious, but now have reason to believe that there was foul play because of evidence found in the car. When I talked to a spokesperson earlier for the investigation, he said that they would not release further details on exactly what that evidence was. However, he added that solving this case carries a special emotional significance for their officers.
When you think about it, if you're a loved one of these 2 women, they've been missing for this many days, it's extremely daunting.
They added that they have no suspect at this time, but they need to hear from anyone with any new information. In the newsroom, Kaylee Fan, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Kaylee. Police have a warning tonight. Be on the lookout for skimmers or you might get scammed. 2 devices that take your credit card information without you knowing have been found. AJ Guerrero has what you need to know.
The Moore Police Department found this credit card skimmer just 3 days ago at the Supermercados Morelos grocery store. The police posted about the incident on Facebook to make residents aware. But Moore isn't the only city that has been affected. The Norman Police Department responded to a similar call in December last year at the Walmart on Classen Boulevard and East Cedar Hill Road.
So this is the only known report we have of this type of skimmer being placed on a device here within the city of Norman.
These credit card skimmers are very deceiving, as most cannot tell from the naked eye which one is real. But, as seen in the video, this customer was able to pop off the skimmer, then reveal the real payment device underneath. So, how is a consumer to know if it's the real deal?
Lift up a little bit on the machine and see if anything changes, if the button style looks off or feels a little bit different, making sure that you're notifying that business.
I came to the Supermercados Morelos here in Moore to talk to the manager, but she declined to speak about the situation. But she did tell me that she doesn't know how the credit card skimmer got there, and she's continuing to work and cooperate with the Moore Police Department. AJ Guerrero, OU Nightly.
To prevent any potential scams, Norman Police encourages everyone to use contactless payment options like Touch to Pay and Apple Pay, or if you can, just pay with cash.
Well, President Joe Biden is enacting a new student loan forgiveness plan ahead of the election this November. The president announced his new plan Monday. The new plan will impact people who have balances bigger than what they originally borrowed due to the interest, and those who qualify for forgiveness under existing programs but have not applied yet. It will also assist those who began repaying their debts at least 20 years ago, those who enrolled in so-called low financial value programs, and those experiencing financial hardship.
Too many Americans, especially young people, are saddled with unsustainable debts in exchange for a college degree.
The Biden administration has already canceled student loan debt for about 4 million people, mostly by using existing programs. And a historic decision made in Arizona today after their Supreme Court decided to stick with a century-old abortion law. OU Nightly's Brooke Griggs has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
The Arizona Supreme Court will uphold a ban on abortions in a state that has been in place for 123 years. The abortion ban is one of the strictest in the nation, only allowing abortions if the pregnant woman's life is in danger. Physicians have been notified any procedure outside of this exception is illegal. Doctors could face criminal sanctions if they perform an abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. A verdict has been reached. The parents of Michigan school shooter Ethan Crumbley will face 10 to 15 years in prison. They are the first parents of a mass school shooter to be convicted of involuntary manslaughter in the U.S. Prosecutors argued that Ethan's parents enabled him by buying the gun used in the Oxford High School shooting and ignoring signs of mental health issues. In New York, former President Donald Trump's request to delay his hush money trial has been denied. Trump was hoping the delay would give him more time to challenge the gag order placed on him, which bars him from commenting on people involved in the trial. An appeals court judge shut down the delay request minutes after hearing arguments, but the court will still consider lifting the gag order. And following yesterday's total solar eclipse, Google Trends reported a significant amount of searches related to the eclipse and eye health, including, quote, "My eyes hurt."
We've met plenty of four-legged friends for Pet of the Week, but this week we're hopping into spring with a new furry friend.
Easter may have already passed, but this week I have someone who's going to be very happy to see you.
No bunny move, because Coco is looking for her new owner.
Right now she's got a very puppy-like personality, so lots of exuberance, lots of play. She is young enough that you could help her get used to being held and being handled.
Coco is puppy-like, but she asks that you care it a lot about her needs.
With her being young, having that kind of puppy-like energy, so having that space to exercise. And then just their health maintenance of making sure they have things to chew on, to help with their teeth. They'll need nail trims, and it is recommended that they get spayed and neutered when they're old enough. She's too young. Definitely helps with their long-term health outcomes to have those procedures done. Oh.
She's hair today, but hopefully gone tomorrow, because who doesn't love a happy ending?
With rabbits, they can live 10 to 12 years, so you can have them a very long time. So being committed to their lifelong care and just having it set up to where they can have a fun, interactive, enriching life is just as important as if you were adopting a dog or a cat.
Coco is needing a new home, and let's be honest, who doesn't need a friend who's all ears? Reporting for OU Nightly, Abigail Franklin.
And you can reach out to the shelter with any of the option on your screen for Coco. But if you're looking for a dog, Manny is still available from early March and is taking visits every Thursday at the Norman Animal Welfare. And his adoption fee is waived. It's never too late to help a pet in need.
Orders for Boeing planes have bounced back. According to the company, American Airlines placed an order for 85 737 MAX 10 jets in the first quarter of 2024. But the Federal Aviation Administration hasn't approved the MAX 10 to carry passengers yet. Certification for the MAX 10 was halted after a 737 MAX 9 Alaska Airlines flight had a door plug blowout, and it's unclear when the plane will be able to fly. Boeing didn't receive orders for other versions of the 737 MAX in the first quarter, but it received nearly 30 orders for the 777 plane. And when we return, one member of our crew wins a prestigious award representing her culture and university.
Learn more about her story coming up.
In Stone and Noah, we are tracking showers ongoing in the Texas Panhandle. They're going to move our way. I'll time it out with Futurecast when it hits your neighborhood. That's next. Hey Oklahoma, thanks for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. And yesterday was the total solar eclipse across parts of southeast Oklahoma and through Arkansas. This is the video I had pleasure of snapping with some of our equipment here at Gaylord College in Clinton, Arkansas. This was when it was nearing totality yesterday and then full totality. This is what it would have looked like if you were in it. Hopefully you got to see it. If you were on the South Oval, it would have looked more like the last photo I show you. But this outer white thing, that's the sun's corona, and there's a lot of activity going on in the sun right now because of the solar cycle that we're headed to. So that what would be sends out pulses of electromagnetic radiation, and it interacts with Earth's atmosphere, and that's what causes the northern lights. So we are expecting here over the next year or so northern lights to be visible at lower latitudes because we're in that solar cycle. But thanks to Scotty Allen on our meteorology team for snapping this photo and sharing it with us. And we are now counting down to 2045, August 12th, 7,795 days away. That's 21 years from now. Is the next total solar eclipse that will go coast to coast on the North American continent. So it'll start out in California and go all the way down towards Florida. There will be another total solar eclipse the year before in 2024, but that's only going to be in northern Montana where you will be able to see that. But this is what it's going to look like in Oklahoma. So from Miami, it's going to be right on the edge through Tulsa. Oklahoma City is going to be in the path of totality up towards Woodward and Guyman as well. So I am super excited for that. I can't wait for it to get here, but it is quite a while away. But in the meantime, we are tracking wet weather for tonight. We have showers and storms ongoing in parts of southwest Oklahoma or getting ready to push into southwest Oklahoma. We saw a few rounds of rain here in Norman, what would be this afternoon, maybe a few sprinkles out there, but didn't really amount to much. We're going to see these showers and storms right there. They're increasing in coverage, in activity. That little pulse of energy is going to be moving our way here over the next couple of hours, and that's going to increase our rain chances as we head later on this evening. So here we're going to track it out with Futurecast. You can see it does a pretty good job. We have rain outgoing in the Texas Panhandle. That's what's going to be scooting our way as it heads eastward along the I-40 corridor into parts of central and south central Oklahoma. So a heavy rain could be expected overnight. Localized flooding is possible. We get some leftovers as we head into your Wednesday morning. So you'll want the rain jacket and umbrella out the door tomorrow on your way to class. And then the backside of the system rolls through as we head late in the day on Wednesday. So maybe if we have any live reporters out tomorrow for our newscast, it might be raining on them. So we'll want to be prepared here at OU Nightly. So 60 degrees tomorrow, on and off periods of rain tomorrow. And then as we head into Thursday, we start to dry out. 66 our temperature there. And then as we head into this weekend, we're back to 80 degrees on Saturday. And then we're back to 85 degrees as we head into Sunday. Plenty of sunshine. And then as we head into next Monday, I forgot to update that. That was from last week for the total solar eclipse. But next Monday, we are tracking a threat of severe weather. Till a little early, guys, to talk about the details, but it is April in Oklahoma, so we need to be weather aware as we head later on this semester and into May.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that warmer weather. I'm definitely want to get my short sleeve shirts and shorts on and get ready for spring.
All right, spring and one step closer to summer. Thank you, Coy. And OU Nightly's very own Gigi Siki won Miss Indigenous OU for 2024-2025.
Congratulations, Gigi Siki.
The Miss Indigenous Royalty Pageant is also a scholarship pageant that allows contestants to show off their talents and compete for the title of Miss Indigenous OU. As Princess, Gigi will represent OU's American Indian Student Association. She is Osage, Sac, and Fox, and absentee Shawnee. And she is the founder and president of the Osage Club at OU. Gigi will officially be crowned during the OU Spring Powwow on April 20th at 6:30 p.m.
And OU softball dropped a series to Texas over the weekend.
But can the Sooners get back to that #1 ranking? Abby Williams tells you what you need to know ahead of this weekend series.
The upcoming spring game is the talk of the town right now, but OU football has an even bigger news, with first in program history happening this fall. Stick with us to hear about this big change. I'm Abby Williams, and it's time for sports. Friday Night Lights isn't just a thing of high school ball, but what about at Memorial Stadium? OU football moved their first game to a Friday night before Saturday, where they take on Temple. OU softball is seeking redemption tonight after dropping a series to Red River rival Texas. The Sooners are now second in the NCAA rankings, but it's on to the next for Gasso's girls as they continue their road trip, heading to Wichita State tonight and looking to shock the Shockers at 6. For the first time ever, OU football is suiting up for that Friday night game at home. The Sooners season opener has been moved to August 30th, like we said, so fans around the country can watch OU's first game as an SEC member. Even with these changes, head coach Brent Venables wants his guys to stay true to what they do best.
I want guys that are multipliers, guys that are going to reproduce who they are, reproduce in their own environments. And, and so if that's excellence and hard work and toughness and consistency and especially elite talent and leadership skills, then that's great. We'll reproduce that in our own locker room.
Baseball also dropped a series to a rival just like softball, but in a different shade of orange. Fortunately for OU, they're back in Sooner territory tonight, taking on the University of Texas at Arlington. It'll be a horse race between the Mavericks and Sooners where OU has the chance to get back on track. First pitch is 6:30 p.m. And she does it again. Women's tennis star Julia Garcia-Ruiz was named Big 12 Player of the Week for the second time this season. This weekend, she led OU to 2 ranked wins and is now a perfect 11-0 in singles. Garcia-Ruiz and the Sooners look to close out the regular season this weekend, facing Baylor and TCU. And March Madness brings April gladness, at least for the UConn men's basketball team. The Huskies dominated the court all night Monday against Purdue, winning 75-60 and becoming the 6th team to ever win back-to-back titles. Reports are floating around the NBA that Trae Young may be reaching the end of his flight as an Atlanta Hawk. According to NBA insider Mark Stein, the Hawks are likely to trade away Young or DeJounte Murray. Atlanta is 10th in the East and is fighting to take that 9th slot to host the play-in game. Noah, Stone.
Thanks, Abby. Coming up, the solar eclipse wowed Americans across the country.
But nobody has a story quite like this man. We've got that and more after the break.
I'm Allison Greenberg with reactions from Arizona as the state Supreme Court says all abortions, except to save the mother's life, are banned. Women in leadership roles say this is a dark day in the state. Arizona Senator
of the state of Arizona, no woman or doctor will be prosecuted under this draconian law.
Arizona senators say Eva Birch says she's frustrated, adding just weeks ago she had an abortion in Arizona. Stone, Noah.
Thanks, Allison. And for many people, solar eclipses can be a once-in-a-lifetime experience unless you're willing to chase them. Laverne Beiser, a 105-year-old man, witnessed his 13th eclipse yesterday.
Beiser has been all around the world to catch a glimpse of this celestial phenomenon, and so it was appropriate that this time the eclipse came to him at his home in Plano, Texas. And Coy Taylor joins us right now with one final look at the forecast. Coy?
Yeah, Stone and Noah, again, rounds of rain tonight. I know we're running out of time here. And then as we head into next Monday, updated forecast took out the solar eclipse graphic, but we're watching severe weather chances. Noah, Stone?
And thank you for watching OU Nightly. Good night.